Alright, so I figured I'd try a new method of uploading, or a new type of video. I just got out of work, came straight to the gym, because the gym, working out is all I ever want to do. I want to be able to work out wherever, whenever, for however long I want, and that would be a dream come true. But today is not that day. Today is one of the days leading up to that. And I figured I'd talk about drive and passion a little bit, because I struggled with, actually I still struggle with drive and passion. I don't think it's a very easy thing to overcome. Very few people are able to overcome it. And what I mean by that is your passion, that's the thing that you want to do most in this life, right? If you haven't found your passion, then you got to go out and look for it. Maybe you're too young, you don't really know a lot about the world. Maybe you're older and you do know plenty about the world, but you still haven't found it. That's okay. I think everybody finds their passion at different points in their life. Everybody's different, but I've found mine, and luckily I found it at a relatively young age. But it was my drive that I didn't have. I had my passion, but I didn't have my drive, my motivation, right? But I'm gonna be honest, motivation is kind of mid. Motivation is kind of, it's a fake, it's a fairy tale thing, right? And I'll explain why. Because people can watch motivational videos, right? They can think about all the great things that they can achieve, that they could potentially achieve. And so for a little bit, they have butterflies in their stomach, and for a little bit, their mind is racing, and for a little bit, they have motivation. But then what happens when you're taking that first step to achieving whatever it is that you want? Well, then it becomes a hassle. That's my favorite word, hassle, right? So then it's like, this excuse popped up, that excuse popped up, I'm not feeling it today. So then the motivation is gone. So in my opinion, motivation, fairy tale, fiction, all right? You could keep that in the fiction section. So then what is it that drives you to achieve the things that you want? Well, I believe it's knowledge. I believe that it's understanding why it is that you want what you want, right? So understanding sacrifice as well. You need to be able to understand sacrifice if you're going to be able to achieve anything, right? So for example, I'll give you a very basic example. If somebody wants to lose weight, well, what do? They sacrifice eating so much. Makes sense, right? But there's more that goes into that, of course, exercise, sleep, rest. But aside from those things, I'm going to talk about my passion and my drive and my motivation, right? So I find that you got to make your own drive. You got to make it. And what do I mean by make it? Like, you don't make, your drive. You just think about it. No. Not how it works. See, here's how it works. You got to find something that motivates you or drives you or pushes you to doing the things that you want to do. Because otherwise, you're going to be caught up in your emotions thinking, that's too difficult. I don't want to do that. I don't feel like it today. Well, it doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you feel, right? It really doesn't. Because what matters is what you want. That's what matters. So, for what I want, I don't wake up in the morning and think, I don't feel like going to work, or I don't feel like hitting the gym, but I still want to get shredded, and I still want to be able to have a income that can support being able to work out wherever, whenever I want. No. I think a little bit differently. I think about work and I'm like, yeah, sure, that's a bit of a hassle, right? Going to work. Nobody actually wants to go to work. Let's be realistic. Very few people actually get to go to work and do the thing that they love, which is what I want to do. Do the thing that I love as my work. But 99.99% of society goes to a job that they don't even want to be at, number one. Number two, they don't even probably like their coworkers, you know? And three, they're just there for one thing, and one thing only: money. That's all everybody goes to work for, is money. So I think about it and I'm like, okay, so I go to work at a time that somebody else tells me to go. I get out of work at a time that somebody else tells me to get out. I go to the gym because I have to go to work at a time that somebody else tells me to be at work. So all these other things are decisions that I don't have control over. If I need to refine what it is that I want in life most, I can refine it from saying, oh, I want to be able to work out whenever I want, to I want to be able to make every single decision in my own life. From the time I wake up, to the time I go to sleep, to the time I work, to the time I work out, when I eat, where I eat, all of those things. Most people don't have the ability to control those things, right? I mean, think about it. Look at your own life. What things that you do are out of your control? Realistically, really think about it. You might think, oh, I go to lunch and I eat what I want. No, you really don't. You know? Well, what'd you do? You pack yourself a bologna sandwich to eat on your 30-minute lunch break? And then you're satisfied with that? Like, what the heck? So, absolutely not. Which I say to anybody who eats bologna sandwiches, you know, no offense, I've done the same, but on my 30-minute lunch, and it sucked. I'll be honest, it sucked. I was like, man, this blows. I would rather be, you know, doing some online marketing on a Miami beach, you know, eating some sushi. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds like that'd be a lot more fun, a lot more interesting than being in a room that has no windows, eating a bologna sandwich, and I probably have 20 minutes left of lunch. Yeah, no, that sounds, I mean, when you compare those two options, I'd take my second option over my actual option that I had at one point. So, where does all this tie in? Well, this ties into my secret for building drive, building motivation. You see, it's got to make you, what's the one emotion that you see people often let take over all of their actions? What's the one emotion that you see people let dictate how they're going to react to something? Anger, rage, pure anger, just a fire, an inferno filled with coal, you know, the heat of the sun is the type of rage we're talking about here, right? And I'll explain it some more. I haven't quite mastered this yet, but I'm practicing each day. So what does this mean? Oh, so you're just saying just be an angry guy all the time? No, that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm actually a relatively relaxed person most of the day, but I'm saying use your own emotions, the things that your brain has control over, your emotions, use those to your advantage. So what do I mean by that? Let me explain an example that I use, right? So I wake up at a time that I don't want to wake up at, obviously, because I have a job. So a job that tells me when to be there and how long I'm going to be there for. So I wake up and I go, damn, I really wish I didn't have to wake up to a job that is forcing me to get up at this time. Well, technically not forcing me, but they're telling me to, and if I want to make money, I'm going to do what they tell me, you know? So I wake up and I'm like, this isn't fair, this sucks, I'm pissed, right? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to work my ass off, work as hard as I can, be the best person in that room, because all my job is a stepping stone to where I want to be, which is my own business, so that I can conduct business wherever I'm at. If I want to take a flight to New York Bam, I go to New York, conduct business over there. Hey, you know what? A week later, I'm like, yeah, it's too busy, too much traffic, what's going on? I'm gonna go over to Alaska. Quiet, simple, go to Alaska, conduct business over there. Sounds pretty great, right? So use that anger to motivate you, to drive you to do the things that you want to achieve. It's that simple, right? I'm at the gym. I'm tired right now. I just got out of work. I almost fell asleep at work because of how tired I was. I was barely able to focus. But you know what? I told myself, I was like, this isn't my fault that I'm tired. This isn't my fault that I can't focus right now. I'm mad that I have to feel these things physically because of somebody else's decisions. Because I'm not being able to make my own decisions, being able to get plenty of sleep, being able to eat plenty of food. I have to make decisions based off of what other people tell me. So I'm now ignited with energy, with positivity to get things done. So now I come to the gym and sure, I have pre-workout. Sure, that helps. Absolutely. Helps me to wake up. But I'll be honest, I could toss this out the window and still hit the workout based off of purely just having rage. Being mad that I can't hit the workout as best as I possibly can simply because I have to do what other people tell me to do. Simply because I was born into a world that forces you to have a job, that forces you to listen to other people, that forces you to not learn the things that you need to learn in order to become the person that you want to become. So, with that being said, use your own emotions. All you have is yourself, right? Your own body, mind, spirit. Use those things. Utilize them. Understand them. Get a deeper knowledge of them so that you can then use them to your advantage because nobody else will be able to use it the same way you can. People will try to manipulate you, obviously. But don't let that happen. Learn how people manipulate so that you can understand it. Learn to manipulate yourself. That right there where I teach myself to use that energy, that rage as energy, as fuel, is a form of manipulating myself. Because I could do the opposite. I could say, oh, you know what? I'm depressed. I'm bummed out. I don't want, you know what? I'm just going to go home, forget the gym today. You know what? I'm just going to call out tomorrow because I don't feel good. I don't feel like going in tomorrow. I want to sleep in. But no, I don't. I don't do that. Instead, I use it for a positive thing. I use it to keep going. I use it to find ways to do things better, find ways to get the things that I want. So, to anybody watching, I encourage you to do the same. I encourage you to try it out. Switch your mindset around. And I know I see people talking about it all the time. Oh, just switch your mindset around. It's super simple, yeah? No, it's really not that simple. It really isn't. But you're never going to gain control over it if you don't try, if you don't practice. Everything takes practice, everything. If you're old enough to drive, it took practice to drive as well as you do today. If you passed the test, it took time for you to practice those formulas, that knowledge that it took for you to pass the test. It took time to learn that, practice it. You didn't just one day wake up and, oh, I know everything, bam, all right, we're good to go. Absolutely not. Nobody wakes up like that. I mean, if you do, awesome, but you're part of the 0.00001%, So that being said, I'm hoping I can also do some more videos. I really am passionate about doing daily videos, but it's just really hard, Like I said, it's not easy to manipulate your mind into doing the things that you want to do because it can make up so many excuses for why you shouldn't do it. But I'm thinking that these types of videos, as I drink my pre before the gym, I can probably make daily. I mean, I go to the gym daily, I drink pre daily, so it makes sense. I can just fit it into my schedule. Other than that, we do the best we can. You wake up, you put in 110% effort, and just because I put in 110% effort, that 110% effort today is not necessarily the exact same 110% effort that I put in tomorrow. What if I feel like I woke up tomorrow with 1,000,000 times the energy that I had today? Well, of course I'm going to be able to put in more than the 110% that I put in today. But either way, It just means put in as much effort as you possibly can each second of the day. And if there's a problem in your life, you solve it. That's simple, you know? If you can't solve it, you find a way to solve it. And if you have no problems in your life, make problems. Make problems, and you might think that's crazy, but you make problems so you can solve them and learn from them, right? Put yourself in uncomfortable situations so that you can learn from them. You learn from uncomfortable things, right? So anyways, with that being said, we do the best we can. At the end of the day, as long as you put in 110% effort, you'll achieve the things that you want. As long as you always strive for perfection in yourself, body, mind, and soul, I believe that you will be able to achieve whatever it is that you put your mind to. Refine whatever it is that you want to achieve. Put your mind to it. Peace out.